My name is Santiago. I was born in Colombia, a country where for centuries IFIF have used they to keep Colombia's world. These traitors need to save millions of Colombians and keep trade concentration, keep them in ignorance, divide them with a message of fear, so that they don't have common dream, so that they hate the place of reflection, and the poor kill each other, while they enrich themselves with war. Is my history.
This is the case of Jason, who was displaced by the guerrillas and the so-called miraculous vacuum and fishing in the department of Huila.
Good morning to all of you. My name is Jason Steven. I am saying historical case of the conflict armies, drugs, mincades, secrets, guerrillas, and different types is my history and my case the very high age. My country or my city or my parents is accused or accused this affect the conflict armies. These results and consequences, demands, sequesters are the other all my family. Nowadays is very difficult for me and is my history this victim of conflict are made.
Good morning, my name is Laura Garzon and today we are going to present the case of Jose Calderon, a disgraced person due to the armed conflict.
Father did not want to go give with them and because in the and they forced he the one way or else they killed one of my grandparents or my parents or my brother to save our lives when with them but he didn't want to. I waited 1 year for him saying that he was going to come back. I was just 7 years old and 16 years old at that time. I remember that we were on our way to the city because we were tired of so much violence, so many deaths, and we all the saddest times in all was when I saw my brother, but he was no longer alive. They killed him, and it made me so angry, and I cried they and the others cried because they don't care about that. They only care about doing one and already. But hey, I don't talk about that topic anymore because I don't like to remember that. Violence and the armed conflict, as we already know, was of new has affected the cities and the countryside, but even then we do not give up ourselves. We must progress and new urgently to help back young people back no more civilian. Some will run, others hats for the sun. Some carry a machete, others carry a cell phone. The profile of the Colombian peasant is as varied as that of the country regions. I am Jose, a young peasant who, for a larger part of my life, give on the in the in the field, helping my grandparents and my parents on the farm, like taking care of the animals and watering the plants and things like that. A new life in the series has not caused me to get used to both here we go. I also had a brother named Francisco. He was older than me, and with him we went and we to class and played. I remember that he never to my know nothing. He never made a protest because only when he helped my grandparents and with their farm did he say no, no, but it was because of him did he know well and say that I had because I remember so much about that time that I could not sleep for almost one half a year, and so hard but I have already overcome it. Will what happened was that on one night that the night was raining very hard and many so both and too many, and I remember that a time they entered or far while killing some of the country, because apparently my brother did not want to go give with them, and because in the and they forced he the one way or else they killed one of my grandparents or my parents or my brother to save our lives when with them, but he didn't want to. I waited 1 year for him, shaking that was going to come back. I was just 7 years old and 16 years old at that time. I remember that we were on our way to the city because we were tired so much violence, so many deaths, and we all the saddest times in was when I saw my brother, but he was no longer alive. They killed him, and it made me so angry, and I cried they and the others, and cried because they don't care about that. They only care about doing wrong and already. But hey, I don't talk about that topic anymore because I don't like to remember that. Violence and the armed conflict, as we already know, was of new has affected the cities and the countryside. But even then, we do not give up ourselves. We must progress and new recently to help back young people back. No more to violence.
Today I'm going to present the case of an former combatant known as Timo. Timo was discriminated in his town because he was an former guerrilla.
Good morning. My nickname is Timo, and I am veteran of armed conflict in Colombia. Since I demolished, my life has not been easy. I came to this camp for demolished that is near the town San Agustin, where I have been discriminated against because of my past. Seeing a war is very different from living it. Being it without now knowing why we are immersed in it, of the pain, anxiety, and suffering that war causes simply because of ideologies that only benefit the powerful. We must stop this war. I do not want to see any more Phil's brothers dead.